Good evening. You're watching Hungary Reports from Public Media and I'm Orsha. Thanks for joining us. The first Hungarian patient with coronavirus infection symptoms died on Sunday. After a meeting of the operative board, State Secretary for International Communications and leader of the Communications Action Group, Zoltán Kovács, said that a 75-year-old man taken to the South Pest Central Hospital on suspicion of coronavirus infection symptoms and pneumonia died on Sunday. The patient passed away shortly after he had been transported to hospital.
As this regrettable case shows, healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses are fighting for the lives of the people. We would like to thank them for their efforts and for their heroic behavior with which they've been performing their duties for weeks already. I would also like to make it clear that all means of protection and financial support for the fight against the virus is available. The Hungarian government is providing all the necessary resources.
The new digital tutorial will come into effect on Monday morning. Students and teachers alike are preparing for the new type of education. In an interview to N1 News Channel, a school principal said that it was a good decision that the government had not ordered the school break.
Students say that they are not worried, as it has happened before that they received the tests, assignments and additional materials in email. They already tried to prepare us on the weekend. We will use the Google Virtual Classroom platform, this student said. All of this has to be structured into a system. It won't work with one teacher doing a certain way and another teacher in a different one. The school principal thinks it is a good decision that the government didn't order a school break. Ágos Tonoro said that the school board have had many meetings since the announcement, where they went through the proposals of the Department of Education and gathered the effective experiences. As he put it, they are well prepared with digital education materials. We'll have a meeting on Monday where we'll come up with a system on which the school will operate. Obviously, it will be one of the methods supported and suggested by the education policy, but this won't happen from one day to the next. We will start sending out the educational materials, the principal said. According to the Ministry of Human Resources, the transition to out-of-class digital work schedule begins with great effort.
Fake news about the coronavirus continues to spread. According to Index news portal, for example, parents can be dismissed if they do not go to work because of the school closure. In an interview to N1 News Channel, a constitutional lawyer said that there was no such risk, but everyone has to consult with their employer. The government and the authorities asked citizens to visit the official coronavirus.gov.ag website to keep up to date with the latest information on the virus.
Parents who do not go to work on Monday because of the school closure could be fired. This is what Index news portal published just one day after the government's announcement regarding the school closure. However, this announcement does not even mention that people would be dismissed for absence. Just think about it this way: the employer would lose a valuable workforce, which would be disadvantageous to him as well, the constitutional lawyer said. Zoltán Lomnici Jr. told N1 News Channel that dismissals don't benefit the employers and several legislations protect the employees. For instance, they can claim an unavoidable cause under special legal order, and in case of absence, an agreement on a basic salary for the period in question, working from home, and flexible holidays can also be a solution. The expert also warned that frightening with dismissals, just like the Index article did, can disturb public peace and weaken the effectiveness of protection. With the spread of the coronavirus, more and more authentic-looking clickbait websites are spreading fake news about the pandemic. A few days ago, for example, information was spread that authorities were planning to lock down Budapest and placing it under quarantine. The fake news was disproved by the government and the operative body as well, and the spreader of the fake news was arrested by police on Sunday. The 30-year-old man was interrogated. Experts asked the people to exclusively get their information from genuine sources and not to be misled by articles creating panic. Coronavirus.gov.hu is the website where people can get the latest, most precise and most important information on the coronavirus situation in Hungary, said Zoltán Kovács. The leader of the Communications Action Group related to the coronavirus emphasized on Kossuth Radio that the government has laid the foundations for a reliable information flow.
Hungarians living all around the world commemorated the heroes of the 1848-49 Hungarian Revolution and War of Independence on Sunday. It was an unusual celebration this year, as many of the programs, including the traditional central commemoration in the garden of the National Museum, were cancelled in order to protect against the coronavirus. However, the hoisting of the Hungarian national flag did take place on Kossuth Square.
The national flag of Hungary was hoisted with military honors in front of Parliament, in the presence of Hungarian President János Áder and Speaker of Parliament László Kövér. Only a few people attended the only central program of this year's national holiday. All other central events were cancelled due to the coronavirus. Despite the historical distance, we feel the closeness of March 15th, as this marks the beginning of a sovereign Hungary. This is why it is also painful that we can't celebrate in a way we usually do, in a way which is dear to our heart and how we would like to, János Áder said. In his address, the president pointed out this is not the first time the joint commemoration did not happen. There have been several quiet holidays in our history as well. However, the head of state emphasized that there was no generation in Hungary which would not be familiar with Petőfi Kossuth Batthyány Táncsics, the 12 points or the national poem Talpra Magyar. Let us celebrate the day today as well, on which contestation doesn't exist. Let us celebrate that Hungarian peoples became a nation. Let us commemorate this day in our homes, this time under more modest circumstances, with a little bit more concern, but with trust. Let us gain strength from the fact that if we could count on each other and rely on each other 172 years ago, then we can do the same today as well, the president said. March 15, 1848 is the common legacy and celebration of all Hungarians. For 172 years, this has been the day when we profess faith in our freedom and national unity. Viktor Orbán wrote in a letter to Hungarian communities outside our borders on the March 15th national holiday. Besides the 1848-49 Revolution, War of Independence, the Prime Minister also placed emphasis on the fact that 2020 marks the 100th anniversary of the Trianon Peace Treaty. Hungary cannot exist today either without the Hungarian communities in Transylvania, northern Serbia, southern Slovakia and Transcarpathia, and it is our shared duty and responsibility to strengthen these communities and protect their rights, Viktor Orbán said. Just like in the capital, central celebrations were cancelled in most settlements as well.
In the past 24 hours, 7 people have been diagnosed with coronavirus in Hungary, along with a patient who died on Sunday. The new patients include those who have recently been to Italy and those who are suspected of being infected by a family member who visited Austria. Together with the new patients, a total of 32 new coronavirus cases are recorded in Hungary. And now some important information for foreigners living in Hungary in connection with the virus. Hungarian health authorities ask that people regularly wash their hands with soap or with an alcohol-based hand disinfectant, and that they avoid being in contact with people who are running a fever. Furthermore, if you have symptoms or you've arrived in Hungary within the past few days from a region where measures have been taken to fight a pandemic, please don't go out in the community. Instead, phone and inform your family physician in Hungary or call one of the numbers on the screen and ask for an English-speaking staff member. Experts will take your call and can explain what possible steps you may have to take. The most important thing is not to panic. You will get expert assistance in Hungary. That's all for now, but we'll be back tomorrow night at around the same time, and you can catch Hungary Reports online as well. Please stay tuned for our shows in German, Russian and Chinese. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night.